G6 the bodybuilder, G6 the bodybuilder, G6 the bodybuilder, better stay out of his way.
A few years ago, I was at the cage, and I had a nagging shoulder injury for years where I couldn't bench without pain, without tightness, and Derek Farnsworth was there. Told me he did a thing called ART. Worked on me for like 5 minutes, and it was looser than it had been in years. So unfortunately, Derek lived in California, too far away, so when I got home, Googled ART, found Dr. Toss right near my house, a couple miles away, came in, talked to him, and what's awesome about him is that he lifts. So he understands lifting. He knew, you know, he's not going to give me the typical doctor BS where they're going to tell you, oh, don't lift or avoid this exercise. He's not going to do that because he understands, you know, the athlete's mindset. So ever since I've been coming to him, been able to bench pain-free, compete in a powerlifting meet, so I come to see him on a regular basis. So when I knew Gary was training for the show, and he was tight and he had a couple of areas, I told him, I recommended that he come here and that Dr. Toss could work on him.
So basically what we're going to do now is called the functional squat test. This is designed to see if you have any type of biomechanical deficiencies in the way you move. It's not just for working out, it's basically for walking around and doing everything, you know, that you do throughout the day. So your feet facing forward and your arms over your head just like this. I want you to pretend like you're sitting in a chair. Nice and slow. Give me 10 squats. Very good, just like that. I'm Dr. Kevin Toss. I'm a sports chiropractor here in Staten Island, New York, and this is my chiropractic office. What I specialize here in is treating any type of sports-related injury, or pretty much any type of injury on a day-to-day basis that you might feel that is soft tissue related. I use a technique called active release technique. ART is a medically patented technique designed to strip scar tissue from muscles and rid nerves of being trapped from tunnels that they might be traveling through in or around joints. The left leg was having trouble staying straight. So you were basically tilting the left thigh and the weight was shifting to the right, which basically means in the weight-bearing position, the hip muscle that keeps your pelvis stable, called the gluteus medius, is not working as much as we want, and the right one's overworking. So the left one's not firing or engaging, and the weight shifts to the right. What's going to happen with that is in the weight-bearing position, anytime you walk or run or jump and land on the left leg, it's going to collapse and it's going to send abnormal forces to the knee of the foot. So you might have a foot problem, you might have a knee problem, you might be shifting your weight abnormally to the right, and all of a sudden you get right knee clicking. One of your knees was clicking. I couldn't hear which one, but...
Probably the right one.
All right, so I mean with the weight shifting from left to right, I can hear it, but I couldn't see which one it was. The right side is definitely overworking for the deficiencies on the left. So we have a left hip abductor weakness. Through ART, what I did was I found these muscles that are imbalanced and then other ones that were compensating, and I stripped scar tissue from the overworked muscles. Muscles that are actually underworked are developing scar tissue just because they're trying to keep up with the ones that are overworking. So Gary had something called lower cross syndrome. Lower cross syndrome is where hip flexors in the front of the hips and the quadriceps muscles, along with lower back muscles, are tightening and overworking. And the opposing muscles, which would be hip extensors, namely the hamstrings and the gluteal muscles, along with some muscles in the front by the core, are underworking. And when that happens, the pelvis tilts forward, and that can give you conditions such as lower back pain or hip syndromes such as IT band syndrome or hip flexor tendonitis, and that's sort of what Gary had today.
Okay, go on your back for a second.
Through training legs 2 times a week, as well as 2 chest workouts, they become overly tight. I like to just run through some chiropractor visits as well as massage therapy, just to stay loose, stay injury-free. With the frequency of working out, and with the proximity of the show, you just can't be too safe.
I haven't flat benched since doing it. That's what I did on. So out of fear. I mean, I remember it was a 7th rep of 365, and I went a little low on my chest to compensate. My elbows bowed out, created a line, and the whole thing was...
You felt the pop?
I watched my shirt go up. I heard it through my headphones tear, and then by the next day, the whole inside of my arm was... Yeah.
Basically, he ran me through some active release techniques, loosened it up. You could feel the difference in how loose my pecs are compared to when I walked in here. Especially, you notice the difference in my hip flexors, just how limber they are. They're not cracking, and rumbling around. So I definitely, want to come every couple weeks to get it, loosened up. Just again, to stay injury-free. This doesn't do anything to make your muscles bigger or anything like that. It's just so you can train at the maximum capacity to make sure that you're performing at the highest level you can.
Is there anything else you'd like me to work on?
No, those are seem to be the most messed up part. Thank you.
Doesn't matter any age, doesn't matter what sport, any specific type of training that you do, ART is good for everyone.
We're about to shoot some shoulders and some traps. This is the second shoulder workout that I've had this week. My first one was on Monday night. It's now Friday night. So I do 30 sets on Monday, 30 sets on Friday. Today is going to be more of a squeeze, fast-paced, volume type training. You know, get the blood pumped into the shoulders big time, and you know, just get the vascularity going, and finish off some traps. My favorite shoulder exercise definitely is probably the lateral raise, and I feel that I like that motion the best because I feel that always the caps on my shoulders was always an issue. You know, so like the roundness, the baseball, softball looking look that somebody's shoulders can have, I never really got that easy, so I really had to work hard for it. I felt that the best way to do that was not through pressing heavy barbells or heavy dumbbells, was to do a good lateral raise where your traps didn't get involved, your rear delts didn't get involved, and you kind of raised it up, got a good pump from the side of your shoulders. And you know, I definitely see great results and great pump from it. So that's why I like that motion the best. There is a lot of stress, and it does take a mental toll on you, especially, you know, when you're eating the same food in the same order, you're training at the same time every day. There's little things that I do to stay motivated. One, you know, my family, you know, my son, I don't want to let them down. regardless if they think that or not, I put it in my head that they're gonna think of me as a letdown if I don't do what's expected. I expect everyone to follow through on what they say they're gonna do, so why would I be any different towards myself? If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I said I'm gonna bring the best condition, I said I'm gonna do this show, I'm gonna do it right. So other little things that I'll do for motivation, I'll watch YouTube videos. I watch a lot of underdog stories, stuff like the movie Rudy, of course the Rocky series. Anything on underdog series, could be anything on American Idol, something to do with lifting weights or anything like that. It's to do with singing, but anything about anybody being doubted, that overcame it, surprised everybody, stuff like that I watch because that's kind of how I see myself. I kind of see myself as somebody who flies under the radar, but knowing my own abilities and my own capabilities, that I can achieve that. So I'll just keep quiet until it's time to strike, basically.